Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a quick video to just install Git under Windows, not GitHub, just plain old Git. All right, and so let's just bring up our browser, and it's just the URL is git-acm.com, and then all we have to do is download the latest release of Git. Go to that download link, and it says your download is starting. So we're just gonna click on run down here. It's gonna do its thing, and we just have to pay attention to a few things that it asks us. So we're just gonna wait here, GNU General Public License, yes, that's fine. It'll install, yes, that's fine. This is also fine. We could give it an additional icon on the desktop, but we don't need it here. Yeah, why not? What the hell, we can always remove them. And that's fine, that's enough. So to continue, click next, setup will create the program shortcuts, that's all fine, under the start menu. Now, Git uses an editor, a text editor, as part of its process for you to type in information. And it says here the default is Vim. We don't want to use that. We just installed Notepad++ in the last video. So we're going to select Notepad++ as the default editor. We're going to change it later on. Or it's not so much that we're going to change it later on, but we'll talk about how you might want to change it later on to whatever it is that you ultimately end up using. But yeah, so Notepad++, which we installed in that last video. And again, this is for Windows. If you're doing this under Linux or under Mac, you already kind of have Git installed, so it'll be a little bit different. But we can talk about that when we actually go into using Git. And this is an important one. It says which of these to select. It says Git from the command line and also from third-party software. This is what you want. Because it'll make our lives a little bit easier later on, so just leave it that way. This one, just leave it as, basically you're leaving it as selected, but I want to go through this so that you know to leave it as selected. Yeah, so we're just going to leave that. And we are going to leave that. Again, we're just going to follow everything we leave the same. The only thing we changed is to add those icons onto our windows. Now, we're not going to talk about using Git here. We're going to talk about that in a later video because we'll just show it once for for all the platforms probably. But anyway, this will just take another few seconds, and we'll look at how we can confirm that Git is indeed installed. So, almost done here. And notice we got this new icon, Git Bash, over here. We'll click on next. Yeah, and that's pretty here. Use Microsoft Edge just because that's what I have up. You will choose what you want. And we can just quit out of here. So now there are two things going on here. One, Git is now installed. So if we run our command prompt again, we can type in the Git command, and it runs, and it gives us information. And we'll learn all about this in a future video. But one thing that I'm not a big fan of the Windows command. I'm a Unix guy, and Git comes with Git Bash. So if I run this, I get this terminal, which is kind of a bash shell. It's a bash shell under Windows, so it's another terminal environment, but it's similar. So under Windows you use dir, and I guess you can use dir here because I just did. But I would use the ls command. So I can go into the source directory. There's my there is my my hello Java, hello class. I can't run Notepad++ here from still, but I want to just test to see if Git is working. I type Git. Yes, it works. It actually runs the command. So that's basically it. So really easy to install. I'll probably, for the Windows work, I'll do stuff with both this Git shell and with the command. I guess we're going to do one other thing here. I could show this. Let's see if we can do this. Environment. Let's go to the environment settings. Let's go to this. And let's edit our path again. And let's add something to our path. And what we're going to do is we're going to figure out, let's browse this PC, C, and if you remember before we had program files, I think it was program files. Oh no, it was program files x86. Notepad++, and I think that might have been the directory for it. Let's just try this, let's see if it works. Let's click on that, and we just added that. So we do OK, OK, and now if we run command, and this may not work at all, and it works. So we've run Notepad++ from our terminal, and we still have our terminal here, or, and we may have to restart this. I'm going to type Control-D to get out of it. Notepad++, and it works here. So that's how we can add the path for Notepad, so you don't have to do any clicking. You can just do this all from the command line if you want. And so we'll close out of these. Again, that's how we install Git. That's also how we add the path for a program. That's going to be it for now. We're going to have other videos for how to use Git, and then eventually how to use GitHub.